Why woodpeckers peck wood?
Why do woodpeckers peck wood?
Woodpeckers usually peck on the wooden siding, cedar or redwood especially, because it contains insects, usually wood-boring insects. It contains insects.
Oh, that's not what I heard.
Yo, no, it contains insects, usually wood-boring insect larvae, such as whatever, such as the leaf cutter bee. That's a thing? Wow. A leaf cutter bee. I've never heard of such a bee. All right.
Cut leaves.
The leaf cutter bee just like using its stinger to like just cut the leaf. He's like, I want to do a lot for you. And he just comes. There's like an army of like leaf cutter bees.
On my way, chief.
Huh?
On my way, chief.
On my way, chief. And they're just like wiggling their booty side to side. I just like cutting all the leaves down.
I love that.
Crazy, right? I want to see that now. Anyways, yo, what's going on, guys? Matthew V. What the heck was that? I just like hit my hand like it was like. We're gonna have to do it again. Yo, what's going on, guys? Matthew V. Haynes here, aka the Clockmaster. I'm here with my wife,
Shannon, aka Cosmic Fix.
We are here to check out the official trailer for House of the Dragon. We've seen teasers before up until this point, so now we're getting an actual, full two-minute trailer. I know that there's gonna be like what, 18 dragons or like 10 dragons? Like it's gonna be over 10 dragons. Yeah, it's gonna be over 10 dragons in this. So I'm super excited about it. I've been trying to rewatch Game of Thrones periodically. Just kind of get back in that Game of Thrones head space. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. I'm excited for it. Matt Smith is a really great actor.
I keep forgetting that he's in this.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how.
He's the main. You don't know how you keep forgetting?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the main guy, man. He's the main guy.
Well, we thought Ned Stark was going to be the main guy, too.
Well, he's on the front poster. Well, so is Ned Stark. So is Ned Stark. No, I think he's playing like
Is he playing the dragon?
I think he's playing I think he is playing the dragon, because I mean they were dragons. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what it is, man. Let's see what it is. All right. Let's get into it. We're gonna be doing reactions to the show, by the way. I've been saying in She-Hulk, but we're gonna be doing reactions to this series, and full reactions will be on Patreon and all that kind of stuff. So make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel because of this trailer. You like our reaction to this? You're definitely gonna want to stick around for our reaction to the series when it's released. Okay, let's get right into it. Talk about it later as you normally do. Let's get into it now.
War is afoot.
War is afoot. They used the volume technology, by the way, so I'm excited for this. The volume, how they filmed The Mandalorian.
Oh.
With the LED screens. Yeah, they use it for a lot of this. Yeah, Viserys.
And I heard the sound of thundering hooves, splintering shields and ringing swords.
Dang.
And I placed my heir upon the Iron Throne. And all the dragons roared as one.
Damn, bro. Honestly, I'm really excited to see.
Consider the matter urgent. That of your succession.
Who else would have a claim?
The firstborn child.
That's dope.
Right?
Era. No queen has ever sat the Iron Throne.
Yet.
Has an heir, Daemon Targaryen.
He looks dope.
We made
Right?
truce between my brother and my daughter.
We're gonna be seeing a lot of family weddings.
Of course.
It's Targaryens, you know?
Yeah, that's all they do.
Huh. Rhaenyra. No, Rhaenyra. Oh.
War is afoot.
Do you think the realm will ever accept me as their queen?
A woman would not inherit the Iron Throne, because that is the order of things.
Queen, I will create a new order.
I already love this. I'm
Right?
here for this.
Huh. everybody's like, bro, this is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
The dragons look amazing too, man. Dude, I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about this.
I'm hyped to get back into the Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
I feel
man.
like I've been missing that like fantasy kind of stuff.
Yeah. But like when you look back at like Game of Thrones, right? When you look back at it with everything that happened with Daenerys and like her being like the last dragon,
Yeah.
it's crazy to see what society would have been or what society was in like an all dragon world.
Yeah. It's insane.
All the Targaryen, like obviously this trailer deserves like 10 more rewatches, but I'm trying to keep these videos relatively short.
Yeah, because we got like 5 or 6 more trailers. to
Yeah,
react
and a
to.
movie reaction to do, possibly 2, we'll see. But like, yeah, lots of stuff. So, either way, anyways, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, man.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like it just took Game of Thrones and just stepped it up a bit.
Yeah, I mean, personally, like, I don't know how people feel about it. I know people are like, oh, it doesn't feel like Game of Thrones. Some people say it doesn't feel like Game of Thrones, but like, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of the point. In my personal opinion, I want to see, you know, we're here to see about the Targaryens. We're here to see a world where dragons ruled everything.
It's a shift.
It's a shift, right? Like,
It's not like this one specific storyline is the center of everything.
yeah,
It's, you know, taking this character that we all know and expanding on that family history. It's
that, yeah,
like,
exactly.
That goes deep.
That goes deep, yeah. I want to know where the black guy came from. Personally, I want to know. I hope they have a good answer for this.
Yeah.
I hope he's not a Targaryen. I hope it's just he got a salt and pepper going on. Like, because the thing is, if he's not a Targaryen, I mean, if he is a Targaryen, I'm personally going to need a really good explanation to it, because it's like the royal family. Like, they keep it in the blood. Like, they marry their sisters and their cousins, and like they're very close family. They're all white folks. So it's like, where does, you know, random darker skinned guy came from, right? Like, you know, was he married into the family? Like, is he like an honorary Targaryen or something? Like, was he married in or something? And they just like whitened his hair, they bleached his hair or something? Like, I don't know.
I know I had the theory that like they had a father or something, or like his dad, like, or someone married in, and then that's how he was born with white hair, like a genetic thing. But
The only way I can see that working is if because of his pigment, he has a lot of melanin. He's darker skinned, right? So the only way I can see him being like related to a Targaryen in a distant kind of cousin way is if maybe, because genetics is weird, but like is if it was like maybe his grandfather or great grandfather or great grandmother was, you know, with a darker skinned person from a different region in Westeros, and maybe because like you don't really see too many like.
I feel like going down the bloodline, if it was like great grandfather, he would have been lighter. Unless every single.
You know what? Yes. No. You're right. Yeah. No. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. He would have been. He would have been lighter. Yeah. Well. No, because it depends on who the mom is.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Because like if mom was dark skinned and his grandfather was dark skinned, but like maybe the great grandmother or the great grandfather, because you know that kind of stuff happens like a lot, like, you know, in history, like slavery and stuff, like a lot of the like Frederick Douglass, for example, like his ancestor, I think like his dad or his grandfather or something like that was a white guy, and like he was a darker skinned person. So it kind of happens.
Did it say his last name was Targaryen?
It didn't say. I don't even know. Let me research it.
Otherwise, it could be like a bastard situation too.
It could be that too. I mean, it definitely could be. It could be a lot of. I just like. I don't mind him being a Targaryen. I just want like a proper explanation, because like, I mean, like, you have a major physical and anatomical difference. Well, not anatomical difference, but you have like a major physical
difference. Known
difference.
that they, you know, keep everything in the bloodline.
Exactly.
So it's just an explanation that is needed on that front, especially when he's the only one being shown.
Yeah. Well, before we go too far in the conversation, let's see exactly. Yo, is he in this too, Graham McTavish?
I guess he
He's
is.
in everything. Yeah, let's see what his name is first before we get too ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
And then that will explain things. Is this his name?
I think so.
Stephen Toussaint. This looks like him.
I think that's it. Yeah.
He's playing Corlys, so he's playing a different person altogether. So that was like just
So he's not a Targaryen.
not in name at least.
So
the only reason you have me,
bastard.
yeah, I mean the only reason I'm saying all this is because like, you know, he has the whole white hair theme going on.
Right, that's obviously like a telltale sign.
Valerian. Remember that name, Valerian?
Yes, I do.
Valerian. Where's that? How do I know this name? CC Corlys Valerian. He has like the whole white hair thing. So I don't know if he's just old and he has white locks. It could just be that.
Usually it's not like white like that though.
Yeah, it's not like white like
It's
that. It's
usually
usually
like
like gray. Yeah.
So it seems to be like a genetic thing. Especially, I don't know, it seems like it would be a genetic thing.
Because it looks like if he has a relationship with one of the Targaryens.
Right.
One of the Targaryen ladies.
Yeah.
House Valerian. I remember that name.
Yeah.
They say that how House Valerian. Okay, I remember that name because I know the original Valerian dude was like a white dude, so they race swapped him. I wonder why.
Not sure.
I'm very curious. I don't want to talk.
Remember too much about it.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
recognize the name.
Yeah, I don't want to talk too much crap. Like, I don't want to be speaking in ignorance. So y'all, please forgive me if anything that I'm saying is like not accurate or not correct. I'm just trying to research and see how much quick information I can get concerning this Valerian thing. Because it looks like they're all darker folk people. Okay, so you see this is his family right here. So that looks like mom, and those are the kids. So let me just see if I can if this thing can
So he
explain real
also might
quick.
have just married in and
I don't know, man. I don't even know what the heck is going on. Okay, it's a different family altogether. House Valerian. Okay, they will introduce House Valerian because that name sounds very familiar. They will introduce House Valerian, a story medieval family just as ancient, yada yada yada. The silver-haired dragon riders, just as ancient as the silver-haired dragon riders. The books describe them as having pale skin, silver hair, and purple eyes. Okay, so genetically they have silver hair. In the books, they were described as having pale skin and purple eyes. But Ryan Kundal and Miguel, can't pronounce that name, Sapachnik, the two showrunners of the series, tweak their origins in order to include more people of color among the cast. Now, personally, okay. I know that's a very controversial kind of take on things. In my opinion, I would have loved if they made new characters.
yeah.
And not changed pre-existing ones that were specifically described a certain way. But I'm also kind of like okay with it, I guess, because like sometimes I don't really.
I just feel like there needs to be a proper explanation as to why they're doing it, and not just we just want to mark people of color.
Exactly. Like
if you have a good reason to put them or change their race and portray them a certain way, you better have a good story behind it.
Yeah, because there's not really any black people in Game of Thrones like that.
No, there's not.
There's only two I can think of, three maybe that I remember, which was the one merchant guy that helped Daenerys like earlier on. Remember when there was like this one building area that they went into, and like they went into it and had like these weird merchants and stuff, and it was like a kind of like a bigger, stockier guy, and he was dark skinned.
Vaguely, yeah.
I remember him, and obviously Missandei, you know, being a person of color there, like she wasn't dark skinned, but she, you know, she's
Grey
mixed.
Worm.
She's mixed, and then Grey Worm is also mixed.
But
So like those are the
been
only two
very
I can
few.
think, and they're like pigment wise, they're not really darker folks. So it's like
Right.
you don't really see too many from memory of darker people in Westeros, or even any surrounding areas near Westeros, and maybe like a different country, perhaps.
Yeah.
So I understand the need to have diversity and stuff, and I'm all for diversity. Obviously, being a black man, I want to see more black people on screen. I want to see more people of color on screen, more Asian people, more East Asian people, South Asian people. Like, I want to see a lot more people of different varying, because, you know, it's humanity, right? Like, I want to see that, but not at the cost of, like, just doing it just because you want to add it in. Like,
Right.
I'm still gonna like. It's not gonna bother me too much. I know some people like I'm seeing like both sides of it because like I'm fine with them doing it, but I'm also kind of like they could have made a different family altogether. They could have made a different story altogether because I know it was based on
because they
a book
I was
as
just
well.
looking at that. They said it was very important for Miguel and I to create a show that was not another bunch of white people on the screen. So
And I get that, like, and I want that too.
right, but if they're being specifically described as white in the books or like pale skinned, then you need to come up with a good storyline to explain why he is not.
Well, not even. Well, yes and no.
Because it doesn't make like
Yes and no.
Why does he have white hair? Is the
Well,
real...
they can do that. Whatever. Like it's Game of Thrones, it's fantasy. They can just say they're known for having silver hair, and it could just be a genetic.
right, and that's
which is what they said. They said they're known for having silver hair, purple eyes, and pale skin usually. So the only thing that they took from this was the silver hair and the purple eyes. She doesn't have purple eyes, but they kept the silver hair. Mm-hmm. So that could just be a genetic thing because as you saw, the kids too in the background, which looks like it's the kids, have white hair as well. Mm-hmm. Right? And like in the one picture,
it was another.
yeah, another thing, but like they had white hair, silver hair as well. So my thing is, I don't mind race swapping a character if that race is not an important part of the character's story. Mm-hmm. Like in like a cultural thing. Yeah. Like for example, if it's important for that character to be of African origin, black origin, and it ties into their story and it ties into their character and it's important for that, then keep that. You don't want to race swap that because you're now changing the significance of that person coming from a certain background. But if that's not the case, then I feel like you can switch it. If the person's like, for instance, pale skin, I mean, I can understand like in the books having a pale character. It's just like you just make white characters because everybody just accepts white pale skin characters.
Yeah.
So
it's not reason.
It's not significant unless they say, unless they said, hey, the Valerians need to be pale because they got a curse from some witch that said you will be tremendously white and can't be in the sun kind of crap. Yeah. Like, you know, like they might, some people, they are like some families that existed that are like extremely like sensitive to sun and they're like whiter than paper.
Yeah.
And
like a vampire.
Like a vampire type thing. Like, so they was like, hey, you are cursed. You can only walk at night. You cannot go in the sun or your skin will burn and you will develop a disease or some crap.
Yeah.
Like, unless it was specified that that's an important part of that person's characteristics, then I don't have an issue with them doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it can work. I only care this because this is a whole conversation, y'all, but I only care about the whole race swapping, gender swapping thing if it is an important part of that person's original storyline. Other than that, I don't really care too much. Like, for instance, if the characters were black in comic books, if they're black in the books, but them being black, like let's say they came from a region that was just like whatever, like the character was just described as being dark skinned, right? And they made the character white, and there's no actual significance of that person being dark besides the significance of diversity's sake, then whatever. Like, I'm not gonna get too mad about it.
Yeah.
But like a situation like Black Panther, where like that person's origin is super important, you need them to be black
you
and from
cannot
Africa.
have Black Panther be like white.
You can't, like, that's not gonna work. He's gonna be Johannesburg Panther. He's gonna be from like South Africa or some crap. Like, that's different. But like, you're talking about Wakanda, we're talking about a dark skinned character. That's important for the character's, storyline and culture. And obviously there's diversity within Wakanda too. Like, if you look at Wakanda, there's some more, because black people have a wide range, like a wide array of like diversity within black people. Like, all of our skin tones are different. Like, some of us are really dark, and some of us are more on the lighter side, right? Like, some of us are just a little bit more lighter than others. But like, black people are very diverse in hair, in skin tone, in texture of the skin, nose shapes, eye shapes. Very diverse people. So it's okay. It's okay. That's all I'm trying to say. It's fine. It's whatever. I just did, as long, and it's not a Targaryen, so I don't have an issue with it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm glad we just read some of this because I would have just talked a whole bunch of nonsense. But
so is she a Targaryen? Yes.
She is a Targaryen.
So how the hell did they allow her to marry outside the
She
bloodline?
they probably like, it might be a situation where it's like maybe she wasn't in line to the throne, or even if not, maybe she is kind of like a rebellious kind of thing, like
And that might be that.
like I want to be with him, not you.
Yeah.
And like, you know, they run away and
Yeah, it might have been like something like that.
they like, you know, what's the word I'm trying to use? Disabolish, not the word. What's the word, man?
Or, sorry. Not.
I'm gonna say discontinued from the family. No, not
Disowned?
discontinued. Disowned, that's the word.
I was gonna say it may also be something like he's someone of power.
Yeah, that's what, I was thinking that too.
So it's similar to like Daenerys situation.
Mm-hmm.
So they just, you know, married them together.
Exactly, yeah. So it could have been like that. Princess Rhaenys Targaryen.
She's a princess.
Yeah, she's a princess. So it could be that. We have to really just wait and see how
Yeah.
their story unfolds. I'm actually very interested in them now. And this family. This is going to be very interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because I believe we've seen... Because in the other picture, obviously, them being a mixed race couple, the kids are going to be, you know, lighter toned.
Yeah.
So I can see eventually why maybe the family might end up being like a predominantly whiter family.
Yeah.
Because
Especially if no one else is marrying. like,
darker skinned people, then
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make the whole race thing a big conversation piece. It's just like it's interesting to see. You know, we don't really see, and I'm glad we got a really dark skinned guy. Because we don't really see that too much
He's
in
not
fantasy.
one of like the it's usually, if anything, it's usually like on the lighter side.
Lighter side, like a
He's
regime page kind of looking guy. You know
he's
what I'm
like
saying?
pretty dark.
He's
so.
a dark skinned guy, so I'm glad. I'm personal. Like I want to cosplay as him already. I got the locks. I can easily. I don't want to bleach it, but I would have to like
some white spray.
some white spray or something. I could definitely cosplay this guy. Like it's gonna be super cool.
All right, we got our cosplay for.
Yeah, we got. Oh yeah. You could be the princess. You could be the princess. Hey, we're straight. We're lit. We're ready to go. Yeah, I'm actually glad we have him as a character. You know, because like I said, I do want to see more, you know, people of color on screen. So, anyways, this is a longer video than I intended it to be, but we didn't get to even talk about the dragons and everything else. It's just that I really wanted to find out what was going on with him.
Yeah.
But no, everything else is really good. I mean, everything was great. I can't wait to see what they did with the flying sequences, because they said that was based on they filmed it using the volume. So
yeah, Mandalorian did a great job with that, so I'm excited to see how they're gonna use it.
exactly. The Batman actually used the volume too.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I'll show you a picture after this video. I didn't even know that until I read it.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more popular now.
Yeah, they use volume like technology at least.
Yeah.
So can't wait for it, man. Very soon.
Weeks.
Couple weeks, very soon, man. Very soon, we're gonna be getting blessed with all kinds of content, man. And then House of the Dragon, House of the Dragon, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power is gonna be released like
I'm very excited
2 weeks
about that
after,
too.
a week or 2 weeks after.
Yeah.
2 fantasy shows running at the same time. So
If only Wheel of Time was
then
back.
there's that Wheel of Time animated thing coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know when that's dropping.
I want the live action.
No. I'll take
my Wheel of Time.
I'll take more Wheel of Time content. But anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one, Clockmaster and
Cosmic Things.